right is sitting here, but I got this big long bio, and after that she'll have about 10 minutes. Linda's been in real property law for 30 years. She was a paralegal, and then later on she was the owner of the largest title company in South Florida. Now she's the director of legal affairs with Gibbs Law Office. Gibbs Law Office, if you don't know, specializes in real estate and estate law. They are fabulous guys. Steve is licensed in Minnesota, California, and Florida. He has 2 or 3 attorneys in the office now that stay here. Is it 2?
Here? No, we've got 5 now.
Got 5
Yeah,
now,
the
five
next office is
attorneys.
in Bonita.
Okay, so again, they're growing every day. I met Steve a long time ago at another event. We were both speakers, and the reason we hooked up is because he's like me. He got tired of everybody in the law practice saying you can't do it that way. And his answer was, why not? So guess what? Steve's doing it his way. So, and again, he's grown in a little over a year to 5 attorneys, to Linda being the legal director, and he's in 3 states, and I guess you can do it that way. So anyways, going back to Linda, she has closed commercial property in excess of $30 million. She's worked with Bonita Bay, U.S. Marshal's Office. So if any of you are worried about that, you need to leave now. But anyways,
Later, guys.
with Roger Fenske's, and she was hired by the Securities Commission to ensure property encumbered with illegal fractional mortgages, which took her 3 years to complete that. She also was, you closed Casa del Mar at Longboat Key, which is great. Without patting her on the back too much more, she's an honorary member of the Florida Association of Realtors for her work in education. She's a closer, a title examiner, and we were talking before the meeting for investors. This is your go-to office. These are people who tell you if there's liens, what the property's happening. We were just talking something that hasn't even really happened yet about condo law, so she'll tell everybody about that on her blog next month. So you need to get in touch, or stay in touch with Linda also. Her new site is, the law office is now Circle of Trust, fabulous site. Go take a look at it if you can. I'm sure it'll be on your information. But tonight what Linda's going to talk about, one, originally I asked her to talk about protecting your assets, because that's what we all want to do. We're buying homes, we're buying properties, we need to protect them. But the new Circle of Trust, which I'll let Linda talk about, not only talks about how to protect your real estate, but pretty much how to protect your life. And that's what she's going to kind of present to us tonight. So without making this any longer, Linda,
Thank
please,
you.
the floor is yours.
Thank you, Linda.
By the way, the U.S. Marshals thing's paid for my building in Bonita, so.
If everybody
3 years
would,
to close.
just name an email on here, please.
I mean, we paid for it.
Well, we are Gibbs Law. Now you know about the real estate section, and since most of you are investors, what he was talking about was, I am also a title examiner. So if any of you or your realtors are out looking for real estate, all you need to do is call me with a strap number and I can tell you what's there, if there's any mortgages on it, how much they paid for it, everything that you need to know. You know, if there's a death, why get interested in these pieces of property and get all your energy involved whenever the daggum thing is not marketable? You know, so we're going to save you time there. But our law firm is totally different than any other firm. What we've done is made an entire circle of everything that you need from beginning of life all the way through probate, which is the end of life. We start with your estate, do all of your trust documents, and please, if you remember anything from this meeting, is don't do it online. Because I can tell you we are going to charge you more to fix what you're getting online than what you really need. So if doing your estate is not expensive, it is very, very proactive. Very, very proactive. So if you've got over $300,000, guess what, guys? You need a trust. Because the probate of the trust alone is 7 to 10% of your estate, and that's only in Florida. If you own property somewhere else, you're dealing with the same kind of numbers in every state that you own property in. So that can absolutely diminish your estate. As far as asset protections, we're big into representing investors, very large. We offer land trusts. Or anybody here not from United States? Okay. We offer foreign land trusts. Okay, so we can protect your assets, protect your taxes, etc., from any creditors or IRS, etc., through land trusts. Most big investors will always have a land trust. If we have that land trust owned by an LLC, it's according to how much money you've got, but if you really, really need the protection and you're worth millions of dollars, what we were gonna do is form an LLC in Wyoming. Okay, and then from Wyoming, that LLC is going to be owned by a Florida LLC, which is going to be multi-member, which is totally different than a single member LLC. There's asset protection there. If you have an LLC that someone owns only singular, it is not protected under the laws of the state of Florida. You also don't want a corporation, it's not protected. So there's all kind of ways of protecting your asset from beginning to end. And this is something that you need to do at a young age. You know, we get clients all the time that are in their 70s, 80s. Guess what? Then we have to fix it. So, you know, what we would rather do is establish this relationship and get your estate going and follow you through your entire life, including your business. So that, guess what? You know, I mean, all you have to do is drive down 41 and look at the attorneys that are chasing ambulances and wonder whether or not you need asset protection. Of course you do. Everybody is after the easy way to make money, and the easiest way is to sue you. And guess what? If you own real estate, all I have to do is go in the official record books and find out you own real estate, and this is exactly what those attorneys do. You own real estate, you're prime. You know, they know that they've got something that's easy to get. So we try to form layers between your actual property and you, so that really, in essence, no one can touch you. We probably have 40 to 60 land trusts out there now, because people are understanding, you know, that they need to protect their assets. So it's not only estate planning, it's all the way through investors. If you are buying a piece of property, don't put your name on it. Take it in a trust so that nobody ever knows you own it. And then your name is out there and it's vague. It never shows up in SunBiz, you know, because we're the registered agent. It never shows up in the official record books of Property Appraiser's Office. It doesn't. It shows Gibbs Law, PLLC. You're protected. And that's what it's all about. We protect you in every way that we can possibly do that, from beginning to all the way to the end. So, you know, I mean, basically, that's what we do. We're a family practice. We don't do divorces. We do only what we're best at, and that's what that entire circle is about. We just, we're very techie. You're a younger audience, so you probably appreciate that. But we have those tablets out now, which you can actually go through, and if you're interested in land trust, you can push land trust. Throw me one of those. Really, I love this thing. It's really cool. But if you're interested in land trust, we give you one of these, and you just go to the land trust section, and Steve tells you all about land trust. If you're interested in probate, click again, you're into probate. So, you know, literally, you can get the attorney participation at your fingertips. We also have a new app coming out now, which I just think is absolutely phenomenal. But for all of our clients, you download the app, and this is of no charge. I'm not upselling. This is what service is all about. This is what attorneys should have been doing for years. But we have the app now that if there's a change in trust administration, or if there's a change in condo law, we're going to push a pin and tell you. It's going to show up on your phone. You know, you need to check with us relative to your trust. Powers of attorneys have changed. You need to check with us relative to condos. Big, huge thing coming down in condos. Should I share that with them? It's not.
Well, I didn't want to throw it out there.
Please do.
Okay, because it's not ingrained yet. But of course, we know about it. That's all I do is search and talk to people really in the industry. But what is happening out there, and it has happened in one state, so everybody feels like it's going to follow suit and it's going to cover the entire United States, is that all of the condos who now have liens on pieces of property are going to be able to wipe out first mortgages once they foreclose on that lien. So what that does to investors is, first of all, if that comes down, the condo association forecloses on their lien, just like the gentleman in the back was talking, and it wipes out that first mortgage. If you're interested in a condo, when that comes down, what will happen is the lenders are now going to escrow your condo fees, you know, for their own protection. So you have to look at those kind of aspects. But that's the kind of stuff that we know way before you guys know, and we make sure that we push notification of you that that's happening. So you're constantly updated with anything that in our realm of law changes, so you're protected. No questions? Come on, guys. That's a lot of information. No questions, no.
Well,
am
for
I?
example, then,
Okay.
are you saying, because we fell into one of these where we bought it, nothing showed up on title, you know, we closed on it, it was a really good deal, and then it took us 2 or 3 weeks to figure out what the condo association was, and then they decided to hand us this $14,000 bill. And, of course, it was owned by the same condo association that did not get that, and they rented it out, so they're collecting $1,200 a month and not even paying their own condo fee.
That was the first. That was the first story I heard.
That was-
from
Yes,
Mark.
that was it.
That
Yeah.
was and what.
So what you're
probably-
saying is this is going to alleviate that, or
Well,
or not?
this means that when what happened in your deal, I can tell you without even looking up title, is first of all there's a gap. So you probably got a title report, and in that gap, the condo association foreclosed on their lien and left the first mortgage in place. So now they're in a total different position.
Yes, they
But
foreclosed
under
on
the
that
law-
2 years before, and then it finally went to the courthouse and the
That's
first
why
mortgage
you
one.
need us, so that we can check that
Because
title.
that doesn't show up on the liens. They held back. They didn't put it on there anywhere.
But they had to have put it on before you bought it.
Didn't come up title search.
Well,
No,
then,
don't do
if you'll give me that strap number,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what
Uh-huh.
happened.
okay.
But I'm guessing that in that gap
Oh,
between
well-
your title search
Don't-
and when you actually purchased, something dramatically happened.
Don't worry, we'll be calling.
But you're right. The new laws that we think are going to be in place,
Mm-hmm.
them foreclosing on their condo lien will wipe out that first mortgage, period. Now, that's gonna be huge
Yeah.
in the real estate industry. And I'm letting that out. We don't know what's gonna happen with it, but it's something that's gonna happen in the future.
And the second mortgage?
Huh?
And a second mortgage?
And a second mortgage, they are superior to everything except tax liens and IRS liens.
So you want to be a condo association,
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be
Besides-
bad if you owned a condo, yeah.
and then take out all the bad. Okay.
I know my significant other, who's president of 240 units, is very excited about that, considering there are only 6 of them.
Cool.
Well, that's the next question. You guys form HOAs? No.
Yeah. No, we don't represent HOAs.
No, I mean, you form them if we want to do one. No, I'm just kidding. What's the difference, for those that may not know, what's the difference between an LLC and a land trust?
Well, the land trust is nothing more than a mechanism that holds the land on your behalf. You can still do whatever you want to, we're just holding title. And there's an agreement between us and you as to, you know, we can't run away with your land, et cetera, et cetera. An LLC is more of a protective thing. It's much like a corporation, except that it's protected by the laws of the state of Florida. If you have a multi-member LLC, if you're husband and wife, that's the best way to do it. Because in the state of Florida, if you're husband and wife, you are a separate entity. So therefore, if husband goes out and gets a lot of liens against him, gets IRS liens against him, it doesn't matter, it doesn't attach against your real estate. Where if you're separate, it does. Basically, it's the same thing with an LLC. That's why you need a multi-member LLC. And you need an operating agreement to go on with that, which is why I'm telling you don't do it online.
Do you have to have a percentage of ownership? I guess doesn't matter.
Doesn't
of the
matter, you
LLC?
can make it 1%, 2%.
You could put some person just 1%, just as long as it's 2 people instead
Just
of
as
one.
long as it's 2 people.
And they don't have